Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend, folks. We know we did, and we just love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the show every day. Ocean's Pit is Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock, a lunchtime fun, and that's what it's about, folks. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, the doctors, the nurses, the teachers, the farmers, firemen, and don't forget the men in blue, the policemen, men and women in blue. So we do that every year and every day for these great people that watch the show. But it's mostly dedicated to people like you. And I want to thank you all. We had a great weekend, and there was fantastic stuff that's happening, and we have a lot of good stuff still coming up this week. First of all, check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. And let's not forget some of our great sponsors, folks. Without the sponsors, those are the people who pay the bills. You know how it is. So let's say hello to our good friends from McCampbell, a law group. Roy McCampbell, attorney at law, statewide law practice that is client-focused and results-driven. Call Roy at 708-725-4264. Let's not forget our good friends from Deutsch Power Center. That's the Great Lakes, servicing the construction and diesel industry in the Chicagoland area for the last 100 years. Call Sal at 224-276-6550. Let's not forget my wife's company called Laura Ocean Solutions, increasing profits while reducing credit card fees. You know, folks, if you have a business that's dealing with credit cards, she's got so many different accounts, and she can save you so much money. So give it a shot, LauraOceanSolutions.com, and find out what Laura can do for you. Why she can save you the money, folks? Because she owns the company. There's no middleman. That's how that works. Airtight Windows, folks, right? My good buddy Lou from Airtight Windows Siding and Specialist. Family owned for 30 years for honesty and quality. We do it right with Airtight Windows. Call my buddy Lou at 708-788-5000. And let's get most of these commercials out of the way now, because I've got a great guest on for you, and I want to make sure we get all a great time with our good friend Jim Harding, of course, development officer for Inspired Coffee, one of the hottest coffee shops in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. He'll be on in a couple minutes. Let's not forget Don Esteban Cigars, folks, out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. Everybody smokes them. I don't know if everybody does, but you know how many people that watch the show, and I know so many people have started ordering from Don Esteban Cigars. They're hand-rolled. They come right to your home. They're from Tarpon Springs, Florida, 727-366-7536. Now you can see the show on the Tony Ocean Show, what you're watching right now, on the page. Mo Carrara page, my personal page. You can see it on Twitter. Right there at the bottom of the screen. If you want to log on Twitter, you can see it there. You can also see it on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Also, we're on LinkedIn. So you can bunch of chances to see the show, and it's on. If you don't see it today at lunch, folks, you can always watch it because it's always on all our Facebook pages. Oh, don't not forget Trico Hair Experts out of Rosemont, Illinois. Carmela and Anthony recreating great hair days. That's right. 773-999-7888. All right, so let's just say hello to some people who are watching before we bring up our guest. Albert from the Ron Onesti organization, Isabella Drake, Richard, how you doing? Kim Peterson, LaFew, Carol, how you doing? Have your fun in Galena. We have Carolina, North Carolina. We have New Jersey. We have Ohio, Wisconsin. Tody Toto, how you doing? California is in the house. Philly, how you doing? Kenosha, Jonesca, what's up, guys? All right, so we got a great show for you guys. Before we bring up our guests, folks, I want to thank yesterday. You know, we only have 2 more days before Rhino Ryan packs up and moves out to North Carolina. You know, Rhino works with the band. He's been with us for many years, our sound technician and audio guy, and he's been the best. So we had a little party at the house during the day yesterday, and it was mostly people that are close to Ryan and some of my band members. So I want to thank everybody, Robert Provenzano and Joey Spins and everybody, Russ and Donnie Morrison and everybody that bought all the food. We had baked mustacholi, we had beefs, we had, oh my God, and the cigars, and of course, our cocktails were good. But then we want to thank everybody that showed up last night to Pasta Mia in Bartlett. Looks like it was going to rain again, and again we got lucky, just like we did last weekend at Mars and Lake Geneva. We thought it was going to rain, and it didn't rain at all. So but last night, Pasta Mia, Peter and the staff did a great job. I want to give it up for Tony Toto. Great job. And Rhino Ryan, it was great seeing Mr. Antonelli and everybody. So thank you, Dave and April and everybody. so much for coming out. Susan Jambroni, the closer, as well. So that was a great night last night. Thank you so much. Thanks for being nice to send my party, Ryan and friends. You guys are the best. We're Priscilla. Thank you so much for that. Kathy, how you doing? Daryl Armenstad, the professor, my good friend Daryl. All right, folks. Now, a lot of good stuff. Now, tonight we'll be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse, the last night that you can see Ryan at the Prime. You know, that's our regular scheduled place every Friday night. And Ryan tonight will be his last night, 8 o'clock. But tomorrow is the big bash at Taverna on Division in Melrose Park, outside. Tony Toto, Ryan O'Ryan. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's sold out. It's packed. We're going to be excited. Sunday, me and Jerry Jams will be at Antonio's Pizza on Sunday from 4 to 7. All right. So good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now let's get to the guests, ladies and gentlemen. Every summer we do the concert in the park in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, in the summer. I love doing Lake Geneva. We play Wisconsin again. We have 2 more shows coming up in Lake Geneva, folks. Mark on your calendar. September 4th will be at Pier 290. September 4th, that's Sunday, the day right before Labor Day. Nobody works on Monday. We'll be there Sunday night, 7 o'clock. And then September 11th, returning to the Thirsty Parrot in Williams Bay. That's going to be a lot of fun on Sunday, September 11th, 2 to 5 in the afternoon. So I was out there doing our concert with Bill Saratella. It was a lot of fun. And there was this little girl named Denise in front. And then we got to meet her mom, Alinda, and Jim. And they told us about their great coffee shop, ladies and gentlemen, called Inspired. And they also gave us a bag of it right here, folks. Inspired coffee shop, ladies and gentlemen. 883 Main Street in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. It's one of the hottest coffee shops downtown Lake Geneva. Now we're going to have our guest today, folks. And this is an extraordinary, great difference between normal coffee shops. And Jim's going to tell us about that. It helps disabled kids. They come in, they work in the environment. And after time of teaching them and showing how things, you can put them in a regular setting. And Jim's going to give you more of an example. But this is so inspiring. And I know a lot of our people that watch the show really would love something like this. It's a good cause. They were just sweethearts. Denise was a sweetheart. And she's also has a picture on the cover. So it's very, very cool, Inspired. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, he is the development officer. Make sure I correct that from them. Thank you for writing down the wrong notes, Jimmy. Anyway, thank you for he's a development officer, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Harding. Let's bring him on here. Can we get him on?
Hey, Tony, how's it going, brother?
There you are. Jim, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm sitting right in Inspired Coffee right now as we speak.
You know what? First of all, thank you for doing this. And we love promoting all types of businesses. But you definitely have a unique business and a inspiring, a business as it is. And what a great cause. So, Jim, before we get into the business, let's find a little bit about you, sir. Where were you born?
I was born in Rockford, Illinois, so I'm a lifelong Midwesterner.
Cheap Trick, one of my favorite bands of all time. I even have a Cheap Trick tribute band called Dream Police. We play all over the country. Anyway, so love Rockford. Okay, very cool. You have a big family, Jim?
I have older sister, older brother. I'm the youngest of 3.
Now, let me ask you something. First of all, are you a coffee drinker?
Oh, absolutely. I love coffee, especially Inspired Coffee.
Okay. Now, you decaf or regular?
Oh, regular. What is the point of decaf?
Okay. Cream and sugar or just black?
No, I got to have something in it. Actually, I'm a Bulletproof guy. You know about Bulletproof Coffee?
No, I'm not much of a coffee guy. I do drink 1 cup of decaf in the morning because I can't handle that caffeine and stuff. So the decaf, I just have it for my throat because my voice is always raspy in the morning.
All right, well, if we got any Bulletproof fans out there, let me know in the comments. I want to know who else is on the train.
Okay, what's it called?
Bulletproof Coffee.
All right, anybody that drinks Bulletproof Coffee, please let us know so we can let Jim know. All right, Inspired Coffee Shop, downtown Lake Geneva. I mean, first of all, Lake Geneva is beautiful. They have all the great shops. You're going to buy your T-shirts. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. There's a cigar shop. There's stuff. But then you see Inspired Coffee. Ooh, Inspired Coffee. Okay, it's another coffee shop? No, it's not just a regular coffee shop. So, Jimmy, how did you get involved with this?
Yeah, so I guess I just started in March of this year with the company, but let me just go to the start of Inspire.
Yeah.
So Inspiration Ministry has been around in Walworth County for 70 plus years. We have 70 residents that live with us there with different types of disabilities, cognitive, physical. We are mostly independent living, a little bit of assisted living there as well. So a great community of people that really help each other out. You really see the interaction between them, and how the people with physical disabilities will get helped by the people that are more able-bodied, and then vice versa. So really cool community. But when we decided about 4 years ago, we got together as an organization and said, how else can we help this population, this community? And over again, what the community told us was the greatest need was for jobs. So not only jobs, but retaining jobs, right? So as you can believe, if a person with a disability goes into a normal job situation, they're going to be one of 30 employees under one manager. Very tough to get the one-on-one really training that they need. And so as we looked at our model and decided what to do, we went through some various different ideas, but this spot actually right here with a beautiful view of Lake Geneva, kitty corner from the library right here downtown, it actually stood vacant for a few years after Caribou and Pete's left town. And so we really thought this was a great location. The fact that we don't have a drive-through, which is unusual for a coffee shop, was actually part of our model, because if you've been here, we want you in the store. We want you to interact with our trainees. We want them to interact with you. We want you to just see and celebrate these people as we do. We want them out front. We want them to be the face of this company and this organization. And it's just, I tell people it's the happiest coffee shop you'll ever go to. Our employees love being here. They show up on time. They don't call in sick. I mean, it's just a great organization and a great coffee shop.
Well, you know what? And you know what? There's people that really love coffee, and it's a big thing. It's not just, the breakfast thing. People go out and they get some expensive stuff. We do have my buddy Robert, the General Provenzano, says we drink Bulletproof. So we got some people that are drinking.
Way to go, Robert.
Absolutely, Robert. But you know what? What makes, like you said, for what you're doing with the coffee, great coffee, great purpose. I mean, I just love that little slogan there. Now, how many employees do you have there, Jim?
So we have about 15 trainees right now, because we are in the summer months, and so we are a little bit busier, obviously, as you know, in Lake Geneva here, and the resort town that it is. So we have about 15 trainees. So a couple of our graduates are actually back helping. They have. One, for instance, has a job at the local high school here, and so she had the summer free, came back and helped us out. And so, again, the idea of the program is to put somebody through the training program. Eventually, they're going to graduate, and then we work with some great partners in the community that will take our trainees and our graduates on and give them a job in the community, which allows us, of course, to bring in new people to train and just keep that ball rolling. And so that was really the model for what we did. We could have just employed 10 or 12 people with disabilities and been happy with that. But, we really love the idea of being able to continuously flow that through, and then also to place our trainees and our graduates out into the community so that people would see them working in other locations as well.
See, that's the key right there. I mean, once they got a job and it's great, they're doing it in the community, but then, like you said, you're placing other places. I mean, that's so inspiring. It's so cool. How many do you have? Okay, so you have employees, and how many are disabled that actually work there?
Yeah, so we kind of the structure of what we have. In January, we brought on a general manager. After being open for about a year and a half, we brought in a general manager. We really wanted somebody that would focus on the coffee shop and the operations of the coffee shop. Jessie Bongiorno had started here from the beginning and kind of was doing all the duties, but we really wanted her to focus on the talent end of things. And we love to call it that. She's our talent development coordinator, and really that's what we see. These are our talents, right? And we want to develop them and make them as productive as possible when they go out into the community and all that. So Jessie's been here from the start. Butch came in January. We've really made some renovations and changes here. We are open 6 to 6, so we have a longer hours. We're not just a morning coffee shop, as you said. This fall, we got some great changes coming in. We're bringing in more food. We got smoothies now. So we're becoming more of a cafe. Our name is actually just Inspired. It's not Inspired Coffee. So it's kind of nice. We're the Inspired Cafe. And I think people are going to love to really see the changes that we roll out. So Butch and Jessie are the two main full-time people that are here. And then we also have a couple, again, summer interns. My wife actually is here now. She works as a shift lead here as well. She's been so caught up in everything I've been doing since I started here in March. And when the opportunity presented itself to help out, she dove right in. So.
That's fantastic, and it's good what you're doing. Another person, Richard Hamlin, Bulletproof Coffee with coconut oil and butter is fantastic. So there you go,
Absolutely.
Richard. Okay, so we got some more Bulletproof. What's the ages of people that work there?
Yeah, so we, if you don't know, most of the time, people with disabilities will go through school and they basically get services and don't really graduate until they're 21. So once they hit 21, that's where a lot of these resources really dry up that the government has provided and all that. And so that's where we really step in, really starting at age 21. But we do have people all the way into their 30s here as well. So we help mostly young adults, and that's really our target.
So it's boys and girls. It's all different kinds, and you put them all together, which is fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, and they do every job here. So some people really love, Denise that you mentioned. If you've ever been in the shop before, and if you sit here for an hour, Denise might say hi to you 3 or 4 times while you're in here. I mean, she just loves to wander around and just talk to people and really share the mission. She'll hand out the little brochures that have her picture on it as well to people. And, so some people are just really, that's what they're there for. They're the face, and they wander around and they interact with our guests. Some people, we have another person who loves to clean. So she's always our major cleaner. Obviously we've got the baristas and the cashiers. And so we want them to learn to do all the different tasks so that they do have a well-rounded, resume to go out into the community with.
And Denise is on the back cover of the bag of Inspired, everybody. So she's a sweetheart. And you change that different people all the time, or is Denise always on the cover?
So Denise has been the cover girl for now. I mean, we are talking about doing some different things. We're actually looking into, again, changes that we might make here. We're talking about bringing in, we've always had our 2 brews. We've had our light roast and our medium roast, but we've been talking about potentially doing some seasonal things or maybe a Christmas blend. So you might see some different changes in the packaging and all that. But, one of the cool things that when you walk into Inspired is you will see not only Denise's picture on the wall, but all the trainees' pictures are on the wall. There's a little short bio about them, maybe something special about them, what makes them stand out. And so when you're here, you can make that connection with somebody. You might look up and you might see that, oh, Keela, she loves dance, and Keela waits on you and start having a conversation about, I see you, how long have you been dancing? And right. So we want to connect people there. And it is fun to watch the interactions that happen in the store. So,
well, that is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Development Officer Jim Harding, folks, from Inspired Coffee, Inspired Cafe. Now they have smoothies, they have food there now as well. What are some of the duties that they actually do there?
Yeah. So again, it depends on their skill set. Like everybody that comes to us has a different skill set. So when we started this a couple of years ago, obviously we had an influx of people that wanted to be a part of this. We had well over 50 people that applied for the original set of jobs that we had here. And of course you have to screen them just like any other job, right?
Sure.
There's, we knew that there were going to be certain people that wouldn't have the skill set that it would take to work in the coffee shop. And unfortunately we had to pass over them. But, then you look at everybody else as they come in and you say, okay, Keela, like I mentioned, for instance, one of our newest trainees, she's just a bright light. She's always smiling. She's so great at the cash register. She's, very good at that. So again, we want to place people where they want to be. We've got Nick, who's been here for a while now. If you come in, Nick's the tallest drink in the house, and
tallest drink in the house.
And he loves to do the barista work and interact with people. And we know when Nick came in, he was a super shy kid. Would never really talk to people or whatever. But you see him now, and he's right up there, and he's handing people their drink, and he's talking with them, and what a change it's made. And I get the chance to really talk to the parents a lot of times for these kids, and to hear them talk about how much of a difference this has made in their child's life. They thought there would never be something like this for their child. They would maybe never have this type of opportunity, but Inspired has opened the door to them. And it's just been a real game changer for them. So,
well, it's got to be. And how long do they usually stay? I mean, how long does it take before you move them? How long does that work? What's the process?
When we started out with the kind of the thought process of it being a year. Obviously, just like anything else, some people are ready sooner than that. Some people take a little longer. So we do have a very well laid out training program that's been developed by a woman named Rita, who was in special ed for 30 plus years. She's really done the bulk of that program. So there's milestones that they have to reach, and we set all that out. You have to check this box before you move on to the next thing. And so it is a very structured program. Again, we're setting everybody up for success, and we want to make sure that they're checking all those boxes before we send them out and they're taking on their next career.
That's fantastic. We got a question here. Jerry James Renda says, 40 years I've been drinking coffee. Jim, does coffee have an expiration date?
Well, I think like anything, right? It's a food, it's a bean, right? Of course, it's going to have an expiration date on it. So, obviously our coffee is very fresh through here. We actually have it brewed through Lake Geneva Roastery. So it's a local company that we work with. Our brewer, Jeremiah, actually has a disability himself as well. So it's a really great partnership for us. It really, we have that connection with him as well. We hopefully eventually our trainees are going to learn the roasting process as well. So yes, fresh beans are important. I know there's been a lot of conversation. We've even had it come up recently, like, do you like your whole bean or do you have to have your coffee ground? Do you have a grinder at home?
Yeah.
There's certain people that have to grind their own coffee because they want it ground a certain way, or they do
So
the
Jim,
pour over, or they do.
Tim, to your opinion, Jim, is there a big difference?
Yeah, I think there is, honestly. Like, a good pour over is really nice. If you have the ability to do that, if you've never done a pour over, essentially you grind your coffee fresh and you put a little filter over the top of your cup and you pour your hot water right over the top of it and it comes down right into the cup. It's nice and fresh. I think that's a really great way to do it. Most of us, I think, love the convenience of having the automated coffee pot that, you just set the timer the night before, and when you wake up, it's already ready for you. Or we have the Keurig. We don't sell Keurig pods here, but obviously you can get the reusable ones, which are actually better anyway.
And then put the coffee in.
Just put our inspired coffee in. So yeah, there's lots of different ways to make it. And of course, as you can imagine, there's hundreds of different ways that people come in here and order their coffee. So, I mean, we get the half calf, we get the, we need an extra pump of this or whatever, so it's challenging, just to be a barista, even if you're a fully able person, to be a barista is tough. So really, the task that these young adults are taking on it's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. We have Jim Harding, ladies and gentlemen, Inspired Coffee from Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Let me read you a quote. As a parent of a 21-year-old with Down syndrome, I've been praying for a place like this in the community, somewhere my son and others just as special as him will be welcomed, able to work, and find community. Walworth Country Parents. See, these are just great quotes when you go onto the link there, folks. And inspiredcoffee.org. You can find all the information on there. Here's another one. As Inspired, our goal is to put people with disabilities in the spotlight, to celebrate them, to change the conversation about their potential and place they should have in our community. And President Inspiration Minister Erica. So that's very cool. Find more information on that. Jim, how do they apply? How do they get there? You just walk in and get a job? How does this work?
Yeah, so we do have at the website, as you mentioned, inspiredcoffee.org. We do have an information thing where you can fill out your name and that, and then we'll reach out and contact you when there are openings and when we are making that turnover. I do know we have a couple of trainees that are getting ready to graduate here, so we are going to be looking for some new faces. So yeah, inspiredcoffee.org. There's a way that you can go ahead and fill out the application essentially there. So.
Very cool. Why Lake Geneva, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, well, again, we were in Walworth County. We're over at the corner of 67 and F over there near Pierce's farm stand. And so, we knew we wanted to be in the area. Obviously, why Lake Geneva? I mean, we kind of all know the answer to that, right? I mean, it is
right.
It is an amazing town. People come from all over the world, to be a part of this. And so, like, we get an opportunity to not just spread this in a local community, but we actually get a chance for, somebody was in here yesterday, talked to my wife, they're from Minnesota, and they were excited about taking this back to Minnesota. Right. And so thank you to Jerry for sharing our link up there. I appreciate that.
Jerry Jams, thank you for that, my friend. Absolutely.
Yeah. And the other thing about Inspired, as you mentioned, we are a different model, right, than any other coffee shop that's out there. So people might be going, well, Jim, what does development officer mean? What is that title? I have no idea what that means. So essentially, I was brought in March because we separated out the operations of the coffee shop from the training program at the beginning of the year. So as you can imagine, we do pretty well. We're finally at the point, after being open for 2 years, we're finally at the point where we're starting to make a little bit of profit just in the coffee business. As with any business, it takes a while to get to that point, right? But where the extra cost comes in, of course, is the wages for the trainees and the cost for the training program and the resources that we need for that. So when I was brought in March, I actually get the privilege and the opportunity to invite people into supporting the training program financially. And so there's different ways you can do that. You can find out about that on inspiredcoffee.org as well. We have our donor wall here. So if you do give a significant amount of money, we'll put a coffee cup up with your name on it. So that's one way to do it. You can go ahead and do it as a monthly donation as well. So it costs about $100,000 a year above and beyond the cost of the coffee shop to actually keep this thing up and going. And so we count on obviously amazing donors and people in the community that really get behind what we do and say, hey, I want to do more than just drink your coffee. Like, I want to actually help pay the wages for Denise and for Janny and for Nick, right? So obviously that's what I do. And again, I look at it as a privilege. You know, some people say, gosh, fundraising, that's got to be hard, asking people for money. And I said, it's not about the money. It's about the effect that you're making. And it's about giving people that opportunity to experience the joy of giving. We all know there's nothing better in the world than giving somebody a great gift and seeing the smile it puts on their face. So every time you give to support Inspired Coffee, you're putting a smile on the face of our trainees here. So I think it's an amazing opportunity.
I like to say it's not about the money. It's also about the journey that you see these kids doing what they're doing and going into the normal establishment and doing what they're going to be doing. The future is what it is. And the children, people there, and people that are doing that's fantastic. Yeah, Richard, that was going to be my next question. What about expanding? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, you know, we have people come in all the time and they're interested in that. And, you know, we've had conversations with a lot of people. As I mentioned, we've been open for 2 years, right? We opened in the heart of COVID, June of 2020. It was curbside pickup only. All of our trainees did all of their training online. The first time they set foot in the shop was a week before we opened the doors, right? So we're still learning. We're still trying to figure out our business model, and we've got the training program in a pretty good place. So it's definitely in our 5-year plan. We want to expand. We would love to take this out there, but we want to make sure that we have our model in place and that it's going to be easy for somebody to take over this opportunity. And whether that's in Walworth County or Minnesota or Florida or wherever they want to go, you know, it'll be the same model. And when you go into one Inspired, it's going to look like the other Inspired.
Oh, yeah, make them all the same. I can see you guys in New Buffalo. I can see you guys in Galena. I can see you guys in Eagle River. I mean, there's places that have these little shops, Wisconsin Dells. I mean,
Yes.
right?
County. Yeah,
absolutely. Jim Harding, Development Officer for Inspired Coffee. Jim, one of the stories that we were talking about today about coffee's pricing, of course, everything going up with the inflation, everything. They're saying that some places cups of coffee are like $5 and they might be going more. What's an average cup of coffee cost over there in Inspired?
Yeah, you can get a cup of drip for around $3 if you're going to a fancy
cup of drip.
A cup of drip for about $3. You know, if you start going fancier and you add in the syrups and the milks and all that kind of things, obviously they can range up to the $5 range. So yeah, coffee. I mean, we did have to increase our prices slightly this year. Obviously, I don't think anyone in the food industry or the beverage industry has not had to do that.
Absolutely.
But people obviously understand, and again, you know, they want to support this cause. We're definitely right in line with any other coffee shop that's in our town. So, you know, again, this business model, the way we did it is, it was like, well, you know, we could charge $7 for a cup of coffee in order to pay the trainees' wages, but you know, people might do that a few times, but they're not going to do that long term.
Do it all the time.
So we want to keep our coffee shop prices reasonable, and then again, offer the opportunity for people to get involved in this way of giving. And you know, financially, we're actually getting ready to put up some new signage in the store where you can actually just come in, scan a QR code, and immediately like give a gift to the training program when you have a great experience here. So that's going to be really cool.
Well, that's a great thing, folks. Downtown Lake Geneva, 883 Main Street. Number there is 262-222-5756. I'm just going to, what do you think of Dunkin' Donuts coffee? And what do you think of Starbucks coffee?
Well, I mentioned my wife works. My wife works here. She grew up actually in the Pacific Northwest. So, you know, that's Starbucks country, right? So yes. I have to admit, I was drinking Starbucks coffee before I started at Inspired, but since March, I have not had a cup of Starbucks or Dunkin' coffee. So I try to be as loyal as I can to the brand. If I'm outside of Lake Geneva, obviously, you know, I have to be a little more choosy. But I think, honestly, people do come in here and they say, you know, like, I love your mission, but I was really surprised at the quality of your coffee. I think that really says something, right? When we decided to open the doors here, we were like, we're not cutting corners on anything. Right. We want to do the best we can to get our trainees prepared, but we also want to give people great coffee. You like you said, great coffee, greater purpose. That's one of our slogans, right? And so we really do go after that. Again, Lake Geneva Roastery does a great job with that, and really creating some brews for us that are awesome. So
very cool. But there's other coffee shops in the area, in that town, right? There's a couple.
Yeah. So there is a Starbucks, and there's also Avant Cyclery, which has a coffee shop in it. So really, there's about 3 coffee shops in the area, and obviously we're all really close to each other, right? So, you know, we hope that people will come the extra steps as you come into downtown to come over to Inspired.
Well, listen, folks, we are in Lake Geneva 6 times a year performing. I know a lot of my friends are down in Lake Geneva. So when you get down, forget Starbucks. Don't go there. And, and I'm sorry. I know people that go there $10 for something macchiato, oku. It's coffee. I mean, that's what it is. Right? So go to Inspired Coffee, because not only is it good coffee, folks, but it's a purpose of what they're doing for these people, which is really, it's very inspiring as it is. And I keep using that word because that's what it is. It's inspiring. So you need to get down Expired Coffee, folks. 883 Main Street, 262-222-5756. Monday through Friday. What's the hours, Jim?
Yeah, so we're actually Monday through Saturday, we're 6 to 6, and on Sundays, we're 9 to 6.
9 to 6, folks. And you can get more information on inspiredcoffee.org. Great little package. When you walk in there, folks, go say hello to Denise. Tell her she's a sweetheart. Tell them Tony O sent you, man, because you will not be disappointed, and it's a good cause. Go out there. And if you can't make it out to Lake Geneva, go to inspiredcoffee.org and give something, donate, do something, and get your name on a cup and do what it is for a good cause. Please. Jim, I want to thank you all so much for being here and your time. And please keep doing the best work that you guys are doing. God bless what you're doing, man. I mean, it's very, people, like you said, people could just could have opened a coffee shop and did it at that, but you've taken 2 or 3 steps above. And God bless you, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. I hope we have a career just as long as you've had.
Oh, God bless. I hope so too, my friend. God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Harding, Development Officer for Inspired Coffee. One more time, 883 Main Street. There it is. Is that the Bullet Coffee? Is that Bullet Coffee?
Just water, Tony. I'm just
water,
hydrated
right?
today.
There's just water in there. Okay.
Coffee's first thing in the morning.
Okay, you got it. Thank you so much, Jim. Have a great day, sir.
All right, thanks. You too, Tony.
Jim Harding, everybody. Got to go. Look at this, man. Inspired Coffee. Check it out. Beautiful downtown Lake Geneva. I know you guys are down there right now. Joanne, everybody, go out and enjoy yourself. All right, folks, it is Friday, August 26th. And you know how things are going. Tonight is the last. Now, 2 more shows with Ryan O'Ryan. Tonight at Chicago Prime Steakhouse, 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, Taverna on Division. That's going to be in Melrose Park, voted the #1 patio outside in the suburbs of Chicago with Tony Toto. Now, we got good stuff coming up now for the Labor Day weekend, folks. Now, let's forget now, August 31st, we'll be at Zaza's with our good buddy Nick Sahajas and the Piano Man. First time we're putting together that show. Now, we worked together in the past, but we're putting this show together for that particular folks. That's going to be September 1st. August 31st will be at Rosario's with Jerry Jams in Roselle, Illinois. September 2nd will be at the Taste of Melrose Park. With the Main Event Band and not the Main Event Band, but we have Tony Toto and Mikey D and Ocean's Rat Pack to kick it off with Bill Saratella and Elliot Winbush and Jerry Jams. Now that's going to be 7 to 10:30 Friday, September 2nd. September 3rd will be at Septemberfest in Schaumburg with the Main Event Band. I mean, what a crew we got. Jeff Dubray, Daryl, Armin Stahl. We got Tony Toto, Danny Ramundi, Regina Karma. The list goes on. Jerry Jams. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's 8 to 10 on the local stage. We're so excited about that. And then back in Lake Geneva, folks, on the 4th of September at Pier 290 with Tony Toto and Jerry Jams from 7 to 10. September 8th, we're going to Jimmy's Place, brand new place in Forest Park. And then the big one, folks, September 18th for St. Jude's benefit in Melrose Park, folks. Carl and Paula Doty put this thing together every year. And great entertainers are going to be there. Mike and Tracy, yours truly, Nick Sahajas, Regina Karma. The list goes on. Ocean's Rat Pack. List goes on, and that's going to be September 18th, St. Jude's benefit, which we do 2 or 3 St. Jude's benefits every year. But this one we love. If all of them are from our heart, because that's what we love to do for St. Jude's. It's important. All right, we got things to talk about, though. A lot of things to talk about. You got it, my friend. Thank you, Jimmy. All right, look what we got here, folks. You know how this crazy this world is, and I'm telling you about all these headlines and stuff. That's Marion. How you doing? Danny Ramonde, great seeing you. What a beautiful night. Yes, Marion, it was gorgeous. Morning bees line to the coffee maker, Jim, too. All right, there you go. God bless you. All right, let me got some stories here. You know what? I'm trying to get some funny stories, and sometimes some of the stuff that you get in are kind of funny, but let's be honest here. Court roll, listen to this. Forget that. You know what? I'm not going to use that story. It's dumb. Most people will criticize you before they compliment you. That is a fact. You know, folks, we talk about this all the time. Some people say, well, look, he's got that or she's got that and that job this and that car that. He's got more money. He's got that house. You know, people work hard for that stuff, folks. Most of the people work very hard for all the stuff that they have or work very hard for what they get in their life. And they work hard. And there's going to be bumps. And there's going to be ups and downs. And, you know, they also say like the most people that criticize you are the ones that are always watching your Facebook page. You know what I mean? To see what you're up to and why are they doing this? Why are you doing that? Crazy stuff. All right. What else we got, folks? Yeah. Now, dogs. You know, we talk about dogs. We just did something at the Almost Home Foundation. How much I love dogs, folks, and pets in general. According to People magazine, when you're out walking your dog and your dog is sniffing all around. It could be in the neighborhood that you're walking. It could be in dog parks, wherever you're walking your dog. One dog goes blind, ladies and gentlemen. According to People magazine, a dog goes blind after sniffing oxycodone when they're walking. Sniffing into something, you don't know what somebody spills, somebody maybe throws out in the garbage, something hazardous. This dog could have died, but it didn't die, but he turned blind because of something that he sniffed when he was walking around, you know, when you're walking the dog. So you got to be very careful of that. And unfortunately, you don't know. And that's why every time your dog sniffs a certain time, all right, you pull him away. You don't want him sniffing too long. But that's just something happened to a poor dog. Guy's taking his dog out. Dog is blind just because of something that he sniffed it, which is just horrible, horrible. Folks, all right, let's get down here. For people who are driving a Hyundai or a Kia, today, this was on the Today Show, folks. These are the brand new Hyundais and Kias are being recalled, ladies and gentlemen, because they're catching fire when they're parked inside. That means if they're parked in your garage, there's a chance that it catches on fire. So if you own a Hyundai or a Kia, you might want to look at call your dealership and find out what's going on there, because a lot of them are being recalled because they catch on fire inside. So it's got to be in your garage, wherever you're keeping the cars. A lot of stuff gets recalled all the time. Oh, my God. Cars are doing it all the time. It's just crazy. Oh, anyway, for everybody, thanking so much. Keep checking in on Mama D. Mama D is doing much better, and they said she might be coming home tomorrow. So Mama D, if you're listening, she's supposed to maybe come home tomorrow. She's been in rehab, so she's doing much better. So thank you for all that. Our sister Natalie, of course, had COVID a couple of days ago, but she's locked up in her house there, but she's doing much better, and she's just, got to go by the time and do what she's got to do. My friend Erica out there, I hope you're feeling better. Antonio, how you doing, my buddy? I hope you're doing well. Hope to see you again in Lake Geneva. We're going to be in Pier 290 on September 4th, and then back at the Thirsty Parrot on September 11th. Come up and sing another song like you did. Very cool. All right, folks, let's get down. We were just talking about cups of coffee, inflation. Right now, certain places, they're $5 a cup. And like Jim said, it's like $3 at Inspired. But the more you add all that stuff and make it bigger, it can start being more money. But now some of these places like Dunkin' Donuts and like such places, the coffees are starting at $5. And they're saying the price might even go up more for you coffee drinkers out there. So get some Inspired coffee. Get the bags, get it sent to your house. It'll be well worth your rent. Well worth your trouble. Robert Provenzano, the General, thank you so much for coming by yesterday, and for a little gathering for Ryan O'Ryan. Of course, we had the boys, some hardcore Italians. Most of the Oceanettes, members of the Oceanettes were at that party. Again, I need to thank Danny Raimondi, Tony Toto, Jerry Jams, Donnie Morrison. We want to thank, of Of course, Rhino Ryan, of course, Mikey D, Anthony Napolitano, Russ, Dave Antonelli. It was great seeing Joey Spins, Danny Mazzi, all members of Hardcore Italians. And it was great to do a little giveaway for Ryan. So he had a great time being there too. So a lot of fun on that. All right. So what else we got here, folks? Now, we were just talking about walking the dog, and sometimes the dogs are sniffing stuff. You got to be careful with that. You ever wonder why dogs eat their own poop? Why not? Let's talk about it. According to Rolling Stone magazine, dogs eat their own poop. Sometimes they say it's for the meth that's in the poop. That's why they're eating their own poop. I don't get it, folks. What do I know? I just walk them and love them, and we feed them. I don't know anything about why they have to eat poop, but that's what Rolling Stone magazine says is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. How about this, folks? Now, if you've taken the monkeypox vaccine, had to throw it out there, folks. USA, there's supposed to be a lump on your arm. Usually after you get the vaccine, people say, don't worry about it if you get a lump after you've taken the monkeypox vaccine. If you've taken the monkeypox vaccine, it's actually pretty common, according to USA Today. I don't know anybody who's taken that vaccine. I don't know, so I couldn't tell you. That's gross. We feed our dogs and bring treats. I know. Got to run. Class just started. You got it, Antonio. Have a good class. I'm trying to eat my lunch. Robert, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were eating lunch. Yeah, well, it's a little crazy here, folks. All right. Fox News. First of all, we'll start off with CNN News. Nancy Pelosi's husband pleads guilty to a DUI. No shit. Even though he thought they were going to walk free. And then Fox News, of course, says he got booted from the police group when he flashed their card when he got pulled over. So the police group kicked him out of the group that he was in because he tried to flash this card when he got pulled over as a DUI. And then, of course, CNN pleads guilty. Now, listen, folks, you know who his wife is? Nancy, of course, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. If they were to let him go, they're going to get a lot of shit. So they're probably he's going to be like a scapegoat. He's going to get arrested, whatever it is. He's going to plead guilty, do his time, do whatever it is. But it's interesting. Even the police group that he was in booted him out because he tried to flash that card. You know what I mean? Kathy, how you doing? My issue is the grass eating. Debbie, okay, so they eat grass too? Yeah. Watching from Boston, Rosa, how you guys doing in Little Italy, Boston? You know what? God, you know what? We got to get out there. Me and Laura got to get out there because we've been to the St. Gennaro Fest, of course, in New York, Little Italy. But the one in Boston is supposed to be beautiful. They just reported the first case of monkeypox at Northern Illinois University. All right. Well, we know the history of monkeypox, folks. So be careful whatever you're doing out there. Anyway, yeah. So hope you guys are having fun. You and Felice over there in Boston, Massachusetts, Italian Fest. All right. Well, that's not that interesting. Let's get to something else over here, folks. Get this, folks. This is according to the New York Post. Two people, folks, he said it's nothing personal, but two people on a scooter, dressed in black with masks. You know, they put the whatchamacallit, they're on a scooter, and they go around and they've mugged 4 or 5 victims in a half hour in the Bronx of New York City. So they're doing it in their scooter. So you got to be careful. I mean, people are getting robbed as it is, but you don't expect a scooter to show up and rob you. You know, scooter comes by the house and sees, you know, they come by while they're driving, see somebody walk in with a purse, a woman with a purse, grab it. But 4 people have already been victimized in a half hour. They just reported that. Who knows how many more they got away with it. This is in the Bronx of New York City. Just crazy as it is, folks. Ricky Gervais, I like him as a comic, a good actor as well, said the world begins to crumble when feelings start to overruling facts. God, and I love that quote because we know it's absolute truth. The world begins to crumble, and like it is, it's been so divided since this whole thing with the election in 2020 and COVID and all that. It's been so divided. It's never been this divided ever, and it's been divided. Now they're saying the world begins to crumble because when feelings start overruling facts. The feelings instead of the actual facts. It's like you watch one news channel, they tell you one story, and then you watch another news channel. It's the same story, but two different outlooks. It's like, wow. It's really, really mind-boggling when they see stuff like that. It really is. Who knows? Folks, former NFL great quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, Len Dawson, dies at the age of 87 years old. He was one of the best there. That's when they won the championship. Kansas City Chiefs, Len Dawson dies at the age of 87 years old. For all you football fans out there. All right, folks, let's not forget some birthdays we got here today, folks. Kobe Bryant would have been 44 years old. Kobe Bryant, of course, the NBA superstar with the Los Angeles Lakers, of course, dying in that plane crash, helicopter crash. Kobe Bryant, 44 years old. Rob Halford, the great lead singer from the band Judas Priest, celebrates a birthday, folks. How about Sister Jean? Sister Jean from Loyola, Chicago's basketball. A nun, of course, turns 103 years old, man. Unbelievable. Sister Jean playing basketball, 103 years old for Loyola. Happy birthday. 103. The great rock and roller with the big tongue, Mr. Merchandiser himself, the demon, the fire god, Gene Simmons celebrates a birthday from the rock group Kiss today. 007 and my favorite 007, Mr. James Bond, Sir Sean Connery celebrates a birthday today. Vivian Campbell, great lead guitar player, originally with Whitesnake, and of course also now with Def Leppard. The great Vivian Campbell celebrates a birthday. Jeff Dowes, keyboard player for the band Asia, former members of Yes, of course, Asia. Jeff Dowes celebrates a birthday today. Also, Anthony Santangelo. Anthony, buddy, of course, Trico hair experts. Happy birthday to your mom, and I hope she had a great day. Absolutely. Nick Russo, of course, one of the great piano players, entertainers in Chicagoland. There, used to work at Jilly's every Friday and Saturday for many years. Of course, Nick passed away many years ago, but happy birthday to the great Nick Russo, man, up in heaven, man. We miss you out here in Chicago. We really do. Ocean's Pit, let us show about big things, folks. It is Friday, the 26th of August. Here, when they're making all the stuff that's out there, don't forget your buddy Marty. Oh, yeah, don't forget Marty. Happy birthday, Marty, or Marty up in heaven. A lot of fun we used to have in Lake Geneva, right, Sandra? God bless. Rosa, I'm sure it is beautiful up there at Little Italy in Boston. I hope you guys are having a good time there. All right, folks, you know when they're talking about certain stories that come on the news, and some stories don't get covered and some stories do, and you scratch your head going, what the hell? Why are they mentioning about the dogs eating their own poop and meth? You know, but story like this that I'm going to read to you, folks, never made the story. Never made anywhere. Somebody sent me this. A personal friend of mine sent me this because he knew the man in this story. Now, if this shouldn't be a headline or at least local story somewhere in the news or on the paper, anywhere to tell about the courage of this man. There's a man who was stabbed at 6:45 p.m. on the corner of Ohio and Dearborn. He stabbed. He drove himself and flagged down a policeman, a police officer at Blueberry Stone on the Magnificent Mile. They rushed him to the hospital, but unfortunately, he died. That's a story. He's stabbed. He gets in his own car. He drives. He gets down police officers, flags down police officers. They get him into the hospital, and he dies. That courage, not even a local story. That's mentioned nowhere. A friend of mine knew this man that this happened to. That's why I got the story. Imagine that. You get stabbed, you get in your own car, driving, flagging down a cop. He gets you to the hospital, think you're okay, and he's dead. Horrible. Marty Malarkey, Debbie. Absolutely. Marty Malarkey. Gotta love that. Marty was my best friend. He was the best. He still is when I see him. I don't see him too often. Now, folks, this is a topic here that has been hitting all the airwaves, all the news media, all the social media, everybody's talk. Just to be clear, I want you all just to be clear of this. There is no plan to eliminate student debts. This is a plan to transfer the debt to the people that don't owe it. That's what the plan is. Why don't they eliminate the medical bills for cancer patients? Why don't they do that? My mortgage identifies as a student loan. I'm sorry. You think they're going to pay all these student loans out? Where do you think that money's going to come back? It's going to come back on us. More taxes and more gas, right? And more food, right? That's how they're going to get their money back. Just like the stimulus checks that went out. And free money. Woo! Sit home for 3 weeks. Let's go. Let's get free money, free checks. And now we paid it back with the gas and the inflation and the groceries and this and the airlines and this, everything. We got it back, or they got it back 50 times over already. Nope, all our taxes are going to go up and pay for it. Debbie, you're absolutely right. So there's no plan to eliminate student loans, folks. Sorry. It's a plan to get rid of that and transfer it to us. So now we have it. It's almost like having another credit card that we have to pay off. Down the line, you know that's going to happen. Happy Ukraine Independence Day. Of course, a war that's you don't even hear about anymore. Do you hear about the Ukraine war anywhere on the television or social media anymore? I don't hear anything anymore. But happy Independence Day for a war that should have never been done anyway. Okay, according to today's show, the Texas town of Uvalde, at least I pronounced that right, of course, where they had the shooting where unfortunately 21 people were killed. School police chief Peter Amandero was fired today from his job from dropping the ball during that killing of 21 people, students, of course, in that horrible shooting in Texas. Crazy. But it's okay to accept taxes for the billionaires. Oh, yeah, well, you're right about that too, Boyd. You know what? Unfortunately, it's like this. You know, when you're billionaires like that, hey, pay the tax. You got the money. You can pay it. Absolutely. They almost had a nuclear disaster. Yeah, it's a little crazy. But fire chief is gone. Something called a dirty Coke. I don't drink Coca-Cola. My wife Laura and my sister-in-law drink Diet Coke one a day because they love it. It's their cheat meal. You know what I mean? But something called a dirty Coke. Have you tried this? I haven't even told my wife yet. It's dirty Coke is coconut cream and a splash of lemon sauce, a lemon juice. I'm sorry, lime juice. I can't even read my own writing. A dirty Coke, coconut cream, and a splash of lime juice. They say don't mock it till you try it. Don't mock it. Dirty Coke for all you people that go out and drink Coca-Cola. And you know how everything is changing, folks? Remember Disneyland? We know all the crap that's going on with Disney. But this is now the Cinderella Castle. Remember, it used to be in the middle of Disney. All the pictures, the big Cinderella, gone. They're going to get rid of that castle. They're going to demolish that castle. It's gone. Like the fairy godmother, she's gone too. Changing the name to the fairy godmother because this. I mean, come on. Fairy godmother. Come on, when we were kids, that's what we talked about. Was a fairy godmother when you're a kid. That was the stories. Come on, Disney, blah, blah, blah. No, let's get rid of that. No more fairy godmother. No more Cinderella's castle. And people still going to that, and I know people love it. I mean, it's just like, you know, if something that you love, you're not going to give it up. But my God. And it's getting more and more expensive every year. My sister used to go 3 or 4 times, at least twice a year. She used to love it. And it's getting so expensive. And the theme of it's all gone now. Are they selling it at the store? I'm not quite sure. Sodas can't even take your kids out for ice cream. I hate Coke. There you go, Marion. Yeah, right, Sandra. It's crazy. They're getting rid of Cinderella's castle. You know, it's just not that I'm a Disney guy, but the point is it's a landmark that everybody put 2 and 2 together. When you see Cinderella's castle, you see Disney. It's like when you see Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean? Why don't you get rid of Mickey too? I don't know. Let's see, folks. New York Post, Connecticut, New York City. Now, this is crazy here. Now, listen to this. This is what I'm talking about, crazy people in this world. And it's like my mother said, it's not the world. There's a lot of certain individuals. And unfortunately, there's a lot more creeps and psychos and weirdos and screw-ups in this world, and that we're hearing about them all now more than ever. New York Post, a Connecticut man accused of forcing his kids to eat their feces. Keith Grant, at the age of 33 years old, forced their kids to hit each other with a spiked baseball bat. So not only, and he got arrested, of course he got arrested. Shoot this guy. What are you, nuts? You know, I used to play swords when you were a kid, you know, Bob, when they used to be plastic. They got baseball bats that are spiked, and he forced the kids to hit each other with it, and then they made them eat their own feces. Kevin Grant, 33 years old man, does this to his kids. These are the people they should be investigating. Right here. These are the people that you should arrest. He is getting arrested. But anyway, these are the people you need to invest. Psychos in this world. And I'm just going to tell you, folks, I'm just going to stop you right there. I don't speak brainwashed. I don't speak brainwashed. And that's what I'm talking about. We're going to leave it at that. I want to say prayers to my good friend Diva Montel. We all know the great Diva Montel. What a voice on this woman. Operatic voice, pop, jazz. Of course, she's got the rock and roll band called Heart to Heartbreaker. She's been in the circuit many, many years. She was kind enough to be part of my 30th anniversary bash that I celebrated this past May, 30 years in the business. She's always volunteering for St. Jude's. Diva Montel, as a vocalist, folks, one of the things that vocalists go through, besides a sore throat or strep throat or anything like that, is when you develop polyps in your vocals. Diva put something on her post saying that she's going to be out doing this surgery on September 16th, and she's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. And, you know, it's sometimes singers don't come back with the same voice. So our prayers go out to our good friend Diva Montel, and go out and on her social media page, on her Facebook page, or private messenger, and say, Diva, I wish you, you know, more prayers. And I just texted her this morning myself saying, Diva, we're here for you, hon. Take your time, get it done, relax. Don't rush to get back. You know, rest after it's done. It's still a couple weeks away, but she's canceling some shows already. But our prayers go out to the great Diva Montel, and you know she's going to be back just like gangbusters. It's going to take some time, and you know those polyps are, you know, vocal cords are very, very dangerous. Very, it's our muscle, it's our motor. You know, for me, it's my motor. Nuclear disaster was almost another chamber in the Ukraine caused by the Russians. Yeah, man, and some of that stuff you don't even hear about anymore. So, Diva, our prayers are to you, my dear friend. Dennis Rodman to the rescue. Dennis Rodman, of course, former basketball defender for the San Antonio Spurs, and then, of course, with the Chicago Bulls. Actor, celebrity, the great Dennis Rodman, great basketball player, one of my favorite defense guys. But, folks, he was going to go to Russia to try to talk negotiations of getting the non-American communist, whatever her name is, Brittany Greer, from the women's NBA, who went to Russia and got caught with marijuana. She got arrested, of course, before she got caught, saying that we shouldn't play the national anthem anymore and American games and stuff like that. Un-American. She's arrested. She deserves everything yet. But the big thing was Dennis Rodman was going to go to the rescue. Well, they just called that off. So Dennis Rodman will not be making that trip to Russia. So sorry. I don't know how much it would have helped, but it ain't going to happen, folks. Dennis recorrected that position. Yes, you did. That's what I was saying. He is not going to Russia. So obviously someone told him to get out of it. Tony, did you hear about the little girl who got away from her doctor by biting him? When she got away, she made her mother and get in the van, and they followed him, hoping that the police picked him up. Okay, no, I did not hear that, Marianne, but thank you for telling me that. I will definitely look into that. Maybe we could talk about that tomorrow. We're almost running out of time. 2 places are closing. 2 Chicago landmarks are closing their doors, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Bella Luna, remember Bella Luna on Dearborn, is closing its doors February 5th of this year. Coming up next week, Bella Luna, but their banquet facility is still open at 12 East Erie Street. So Bella Luna has been in many, many years in the Chicagoland area, is closing September 5th on Dearborn. And of course, one of my favorite hangouts used to be years ago, the Great Tavern on Rush Street. After 25 years, is closing its doors January of next year of 2023. Tavern on Rush. And, I used to hang there every Tuesday. And, of course, when Marty Catella passed away, it wasn't the same anymore. We used to hang out with our buddies over there every Tuesday night. And it was the place to be on Rush Street. You used to go to Jilly's, you go to Tavern on Rush. And now Tavern on Rush is closing its doors. I think they're going to be condos. Who knows what they're going to put there. So, good steak now, you're going to have to go. Gibson's has always been there. The top notch. And they always had Tavern on Rush, so you had two different spots. But now Tavern on Rush will be closing its doors at the beginning of the year, folks. More news here, folks. This is Ocean's Pit, and I want to thank you all for watching today. I want to thank our good buddy, of course, Jim Harding, Development Officer for Inspired Coffee, downtown Lake Geneva, folks. Go check it out, man. Bag like this is about almost $16 a pound. This here is very good. It's well worth it, folks. Go to inspiredcoffee.org. Find out about it. It's a coffee shop that employs disabled people and help them in working environments so they can train them and get the purpose out there, folks. Their mission is empowering adults with disabilities to live with greater purpose and achieve their individual best in a thriving environment. So thank you, Jim Harding, and Denise. Go say, Denise, when you go down there, tell her hello. And Linda, if Denise's mom is watching, go get some Inspired Coffee in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Tonight, 2 more shows at Rhino, folks. Tonight, Chicago Prime Steakhouse, 8 o'clock with Rhino Ryan. Tomorrow, the last shebang, the last big show, Taverna on Division with Rhino Ryan and Tony Toto. That is tomorrow, 8 o'clock. And then Sunday will be at Antonio's Pizzeria in LaGrange with Jerry Jams Renda. I want to thank you all for watching the show today, folks. Let's not forget our last sponsor, of course, Patriot Funding Incorporated. That is Dave Antonelli. When timing is everything. Patriot Funding Incorporated, commercial money lending at its finest. Give Dave a call at 630-675-4730. And guys, I want you all to have a great weekend. Go out and support local establishments, live entertainment. Buy local, shop local, as Danny Mazzi, CEO of the Oceanettes. Please be kind, be forgiving, try to have a good time. Life is too short, folks. In the great words of Sir Richard Starkey, Ringo Starr, peace and love. Have a great weekend, folks. Be back on Monday, same time, same channel. God bless you.